I have this invoice and I want to extract some key value pair data. So what I mean by key value pair is that I want to extract the invoice number from this particular section. I want to extract issue date, due date, and so on. I want to extract this bill too. So if you look into this example, then you will see that sometimes we'll have the value of that particular search key, that is like invoice number, to the right of this particular key, and sometimes we have that particular key value in the below section of that particular key, and it may goes like 2, 3, or 4 lines. If you look into this one, then you'll see we have 4 different lines in this particular bill to section, right? In the same way in this section, I want to extract amount due based on the key, so that is one way. Okay, and another option is this one. You can see I want to extract the invoice. I want to extract this part in the vertical fashion, and I want to extract 3 different lines in this case. I want to extract 4 different lines in this case. I want to extract maybe 5 or 6 different lines in this particular case, and I'll explain some challenges as well. So if you look into this, that order number is not exactly vertically aligned with the key and values. Okay, if you look into this, order number is stored at the center of this particular table cell, but the value stored seems like it also center aligned, but it has more characters than the key, and that's why it seems a little bit left shifted, right? So I'm going to show you how to extract key value pair data from this kind of PDF invoices, and how to handle different scenario like this one, how to handle this scenario in this video. So make sure you watch this video till the end. We'll start from this simple example PDF file. So I have this invoice number, issue date, due date, and status, and I want to extract them from this section. Okay, so couple of strategies. So let me explain the strategy part first. That let's say consider that the value part is always to the right of this key part. Okay, like this section, you can see the value part, that is this issue number 1, 2, 3, is always to the right of this particular key, and it's always to the right, and it's in the same line. So that can be happened, right? That is happening actually in this particular case. So that's one scenario. The next scenario is that sometimes we may have that the key at the top row, and then in the down section we have all the values of that particular key. You can see this customer address, city, state, zip code, and email address, right? So that is another scenario. So how can we solve this particular problem? For this example, what you can do, we can just search for this text invoice number. That's one strategy, that search for this key and find the location or rectangular position of this particular text. So if you want to go in depth searching for this particular text or matching with a different criteria, I have another recorded video. I'll put that video link in the card, so please make sure you watch that video. Okay, so just extract this invoice number location and start extracting after that, and just extract till end of that particular page. So in that scenario, I am considering that I don't have any other text after this value section in that particular line, the whole line. Then it will be okay, or it will be good extraction strategy, right? But sometimes you will see that it's not the case. We have different keys in this right section as well, so that's not going to work, right? The next thing is that, okay, find all the blocks or all the span of that particular page and match that this particular y coordinate, like that this particular text y coordinate, like starting y coordinate and ending, that means top of this text and bottom of this text, match with this top of this text and bottom of this text, as well as x coordinate of this particular text and x coordinate of this particular text. The value part should be greater than this key part, right? Because the value is always on the right section. So that's another strategy. Okay, and there is one more strategy, that you can find all the words of this particular PDF file, and then you can just check that, okay, if that particular word, like let's say invoice number, I'm just checking that, okay, if this particular word is invoice or not. So if it is invoice, check that the next word is number or not, and then find the third one. Okay, that will give you this one. There is one more strategy, that you can just find this position and you can extract data from only this particular rectangular box using clip strategy, and that can be a good strategy as well. So as you can see, the strategy changes based on the complexity of the PDF, okay, based on the structure of the PDF. So there is no bulletproof way to just extract key value pairs in a generalized fashion. you need to check the PDF and you need to understand, okay, which strategy will work better for this particular scenario. So for example, for this particular scenario, the first one can be a good one because I can just search for this, I can find that particular rectangular position, and then I can just change that x1 coordinate. If x0 x1 seems a little bit confusing to you, please watch that video. I have explained that x0 x1 and other thing in that particular video. So just change this x1 coordinate to end of this particular line, that means end of this particular PDF page width, right? And that will give you the full flexibility to extract the whole line of that particular section. So this will just give me invoice number and 1 2 3, and then I can easily find this 1 2 3. And that's what I have done in this first part. If you look into this, I'm just opening this PDF file, getting the first page, and you can see I'm just searching for invoice number, and I'm just find that position of that particular search key and just change this x1 coordinate, that is in the 2 index, that means in the third position, that page dot rect and 2, that is the width of this particular page. So change that to the whole width of this particular page, and then get the text into that particular clipping area only. Okay, and if that particular text is a valid text, then just change this dictionary values. That's it. If you look into this, then it's successfully extracted this invoice number, issue date, due date, status, and amount due. And that's a good strategy. And that's what I have explained, that it depends on your PDF structure. So just make sure you check the structure first and then go ahead with the correct strategy. So that is a good strategy. There is one more strategy that as I said, that maybe we can just check that, okay, this y coordinate position of this invoice number is same as the y coordinate position of 1 2 3. So what I'll do, I'll just find the rectangular position of this one, and then I'll check against all the span of this particular PDF page and make sure that this particular y position is same as this particular y position. Like, just I'm looking through each span and find that, okay, if this span y coordinate is same as the searching keys, y coordinate, okay, and that will give me the signal that, okay, this is the same text, okay, this is the same label of text, okay, and that will give me this 1 2 3 as a valid one. And I'll add one more criteria, that this should come after this part, so the x coordinate of this should be after this. Okay, so that's how I can get this 1 2 3, and that's what I've done in this section. You can see extract key value. I'm just taking the page and key value orientation and span row count. So this is more of a generic way. So what it does, it can handle both this scenario when we have that particular text on the right of this key, or it can handle this one as well when we have those values in the down section, and it can span into multiple rows. Okay, so that's what I'm taking in this particular function, that page key value orientation, if it's horizontal or vertical, and span row count default is 1, and this span row count is only valid if we want to do this for vertical section. Okay, so I'm just extracting the blocks using this get text dictionary option, and I'm sorting this so that it extract the data on the natural reading order, and I'm just only including the text part and removing the images part because I don't want to extract data from the images part. And then I'm getting the blocks and I'm searching for this particular key, and you can see page.search for. I have some validation that if I don't find this particular search key, then just return that key is not found and return empty or return none. Okay, if it is found, then I'm just taking the first instance. So I'm considering that this particular key is happening only once in this particular page. So that could be wrong as well. Still, it depends on your PDF structure. It depends on whatever key you are looking for. And so make sure you understand that first. Okay. And then I'm extracting the value. If it is like, multiple rows, then I need to concatenate that by a new line. So that's why I'm just taking empty string as a value. Current row is 0 because span row count. So I need to track, let's say if I want to extract only 2 rows, once we are done, then I can do early exit. So just look through each block, and if it doesn't have lines, then continue with the next block. Basically, I don't need this because I already removed that images part. But if we do have images, then I need this particular validation, because in case of image, lines key is not present in the block dictionary. Okay, and in that block, look through each line, and in that line, look through each span, and get that span b box, okay, that rectangular box. And then I'm just using this validation that if the value orientation is horizontal like this one, then what I need to do, I need to make sure that y coordinate, that means first index, like is box 1, that is basically span box, okay, 1 is same as a rectangular 1, and I'm using the integer part because comparing with the float number will be a little bit complex, and sometimes I have seen that there is little bit shifting on this key and value section, so it's safer to say that we should use integer, okay. And then I'm just checking that, okay, the value comes after the key, okay. So that is this validation. I do have the same validation if it's the vertical, but in case of vertical, I am just aligning to the left of this particular key, so it should be aligned with the left. And you can see this criteria is wrong in this example, right? Because it's not aligned, it's more of a center, aligned, and the value is also center aligned. So this one is a little bit complex one, okay, and I will show you how to extract that one, so please keep watching, okay. So once I get that, if it's a vertical, then I'm just checking that if I already have extracted all the rows that I should have, then just return value. Otherwise, if it's a first part, then just value is whatever we have in this span text, and if it is like next row or third row or fourth row, then just concatenate with a new line and increment this current row plus equal to 1 and return the value part. So that's the second strategy, that how can we extract this and dynamically, like if we want to extract from left to right, like key is on the left and value is on the right, or I can extract them key is on the top row and value is on the bottom rows, then we can do that as well. And I'll show you this one. So let me just run this, and I'm using this page, and that is basically invoice.pdf, so that is this one. And if you look into this, I'm searching for example, and you can see this example LLC, and I'm saying that okay, give me 4 rows in that vertical position. So you can see example, vertical, and 4, and if I just run this, then you can see these are the 4 different rows. And I'm searching for build to, that is basically this part, and I'm again saying that give me 4 different rows, and that is this part, okay, it's up to customer. Then I'm searching for invoice number, issue date, due date, status, and amount due using this method, okay, instead of this one, using this method, and I'm just printing that as well. You can see invoice number is 123, issue date is March 25, 2024, and so on. So that's a valid strategy as well. And this one is flexible in case I need to extract multiple rows from this particular orientation, okay. So that's a good strategy as well, but both of these strategies will fail in case of this one, okay. So how can we do this? That okay, I want to extract this particular data, invoice date, and it's a center align. So in case of this one, I think the best way is to extract this data as a table, because it seems as a table, right? And you can easily extract this data as a table using text strategy, and I have explained them in details. I have used this sample example as well in my video. I'll add that link in the description or in the card, so please make sure you watch that video. But to give you a generic idea that okay, what should we can do is that I can just do something that okay, just give me all the text, okay. I can just clip this part, okay. So just extract the dictionary only into this location, okay. So I can search for purchase, this will give me the top position. I can search for like let's say -tn, this will give me the bottom section, and I'll just scan into that whole section of this particular page width, and that will give me the whole section, and then I can extract the blocks part. So let's see if I can easily do that, okay. This is the second invoice, and I'll just show you this one as well, that I can extract this please remit to, bill to, ship to easily with the existing method, and that is like this one. You can see this one, that is for bill to, this is for remit to, and this is for subtotal line. So if I go into this section, you'll see that I have subtotal, I have please pay, so I can extract them as well with easy option, like using that function, extract key value, and please pay, same thing. But what I'll just show you that if I just extract the coordinate of this order number and this particular number, then you'll see that left coordinate is not properly aligned, and that is because it's center aligned, okay. That's the reason that it's not properly aligned on the left section. So let's see how can we solve this one. So if I see that okay, let's try this, search for purchase, and it says 33.7420. All right, that is the starting position. And let's search for this. Okay, so this is the x0 position, this is y0, x1, y1. Okay, so this will give me the x0 position, but I want the y0 position, actually the top position, the starting position, that is 25525, and I want the bottom position, that is basically this 311.8495, and I want to go from 0 to the whole page width. So let's try this. So clipboard will be, take the first index. You can see this is a list, so out of this list I'll take the first rectangle and I'll take the first index, that is the y0. okay, that is 0, and this is going to be my y0, and page dot rect, this is my x1, and my y1 is going to be first match, take the last one. This is my clip. Okay, and I'm going to page dot get text. I can use dictionary. I can say clip is basically this clip. Let's see. Now if you look into this, then you'll see that I get this purchase text, I get this order number text, and it's in a, let me just sort this by reading order. Short equals to true. Let's extract the box only. Okay, so now you'll see that I get this salesman. So let's see. So that is this part, the text. Okay, I do have customer number worded by, so that is this one, customer number worded by, terms shipped by, we have terms, we have shipped by, then we have purchase, and then we have order number. So you can see we can extract this bbox position of those keyword, and then I can try that, okay, what is the location of this particular text, like, let's say I get the starting position of this one, x0 position, and I'll get the x0 position of this order number, and then I'll be able to extract this particular text from this particular clipping section. Okay, so you start with this, go up to this order number part, and that will give me the purchase order number. It's much more work than the table extraction strategy, so I'll request you to watch that video, and it's super simple to extract this as a table. It's a single line of code actually. Let's see. Tables, this will strategy, text clip. They will not one page. Okay, index error, so we will find that, I think. So it's a blank table actually. So strategy is text, so clip is this. For the vertical strategy, I need to use the vertical position of this particular text, like x coordinate of those columns position. Okay, so I'll request you to watch that video. I've explained that in that particular video. It's going to take a lot of time to explain this in this particular video, so please make sure you watch that video. Let's try one more thing, that strategy text vertical strategy straight. Okay, so it seems that it can find that too, and that's better. And you can see it says order number, invoice date, invoice number, salesman, customer number worded by, and terms. So we have this order number, invoice date, due date. So this one is split into 3 different lines, so you can just join them by space or new line. And this is the customer number, this is ordered by, and this is the terms, net 30 days. You can see net 30 days, and UPS count, so that's not extracted. As you can see, in this way we can extract that keys and values easily. I'll just request you to watch that video, and it's a super easy video. And in this kind of scenario, I think it's easier to extract them as a table and then extract the value or column of that particular table. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you have any question, please feel free to comment in this particular video, and if you understand this video, please let me know in the comment section, and if you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing. Have a good day.